Right, where was I? Have I just completed the road to Byblos? I have. Wellington is not in awe of me, that's nice. How close are we to becoming an ally? Another 6! That'll give me some gold. Okay for happiness. I could chuck him some cash. I seem to remember wanting to save the cash up for something else though. But, can't remember. I have no control of what happens in that puppeted city, so I can't buy any religious buildings, even if that was an option, and it isn't. But somebody is, whoever's created Islam is spreading it quite aggressively. They must have a lot of faith buildings. I mean, they must have just war, you know, that's a war benefit, I guess, if you're, I don't know what these are in it, I never go for them. Right, so, I'm building the World's Fair, it's 70% complete. I've contributed 507, and overall we need 2,800. Ooh, I'm not going to do very well. There's 47 production there, 88 there. As soon as we get Broadway, let's go for World's Fair. Is third place even worth going for? We've got 175, we've got 350 or more. Free social policy, great. The doubling of culture would be fantastic. Now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other civs still in the game. So it might not be too bad. If I can get up above 1,000, I've got a good chance of coming in first. Some civs won't be competing at all, other civs will be quite determined. 1,400 would guarantee me first place. I think it's likely with 1,200, so we'll see, Ooh, we can build railroads. Well, let's do that. Altar for railroads. So, do I have any idle workers? Here's my unit list. Workers. That one's idle, not anymore. That one was building the road to Byblos. So let's pull it back over to here to build that railroad the next turn. And once these cities are connected by railroad to my capital, they'll get a performance boost. So it is worth doing. I'm now just saving my great scientists to pop later in the game. Why aren't you responding to Alt-R? Because Nvidia has overridden Alt-R with its crappy software. Let me just switch that off. Ooh, I've got a spy doing nothing. They're an ally, they're an ally, they're an ally. Zulu, yeah, they could go in there. Only another 6 influence needed. Another 50 there. Quebec City. Let's put them in Quebec City and start working on that. And let's also turn off my WhatsApp. Okay. That work has stopped doing whatever they were doing. We'll be wanting a railroad there. We'll also be wanting one there. And one there. Where can it get to where it would be the most use? Can't get anywhere in one turn, so I'll just plop it down here in 2. Now, I was going to wait until I had enough faith to buy a pagoda. Is it a pagoda? Pagoda, yeah. 600 faith. So we've still only got 475. Let's leave that. Let's pop my research info back on. Good. I am quite. If you're playing on like not deity difficulties, quite a good way of keeping track, keeping an idea of how well you're doing, is how far along your real tech is compared to the game year. We're in 1834, so I'm about to invent Great War Infantry. About 80 years early, so I'm doing well. Yeah. What you have to watch out for is diplomatic and cultural victories. Now, nobody's got an overwhelming number of votes at the council, so I'm not too bothered about that at the moment. Let's check in with culture. I'm only running 3 of 8 trade routes. Ooh, need to change that. Great, another wonder. So, culture victory. Nobody's influential with anybody else. I'm familiar, exotic, familiar, so I'm really not good for a cultural victory. The Zulus are unknown to everybody. Songhai, unknown to a couple. Denmark, unknown to everyone. The Aztecs, the Inca. Nobody is doing well with culture. Nobody. Great. Suits me down to the ground. I switched that off. Well, I've exited the app, but it's still hijacking the control key. Right, so we've got 1 musician, but only 1. So I'm going to fortify that musician there. Let's have a look at what's going on with that culture. I've forgotten anything. That needs same era and civilization. That's Korea Renaissance. That needs same era and civilization. So I think I'm in the modern era. I am. So I just need 1 more great musician, which I'm getting in 5 turns. And I can pop these 2 and get that terrific bonus from Broadway. Does anybody want a trade route? Nobody's particularly bothered, so it'll go for the best gold. $500 faith now, so we can get that religious building soon. $94 complete, and I've contributed 913. So I'm going to get over 1,000, I reckon, which might be enough to come in first. We'll see. I'm going to move that profit round there because it's a civilian unit and cannot occupy the same tile as another civilian unit, and I want this work to come down and construct a railroad. I take the ones which are furthest at the back, so they kind of leapfrog each other. If you take the ones that are at the front, then sometimes you come to move the ones at the back and you're like, oh, bother, I can't move them far enough. Caravan. Busan. I'm asking myself if it's still worth heading to Busan. We've got quite a large population. We're doing fine for science. I don't want to grow Cusco. I could get 12 gold per turn down there. And that's going to be useful in upgrading units. In fact, let's upgrade a few units as well while we're here, just to discourage other civilizations from declaring war on us. Because the AI is more likely to declare war on you the weaker your military is. So if your military gets too weak, you can be scuppered, me old matey. And it looks like, yeah, the city-states are now producing riflemen. I think 2 civs have to have the appropriate tech, so at least somebody else has got riflemen. So I want to upgrade all my musketeers to riflemen. I've already got a couple. Pikemen, you must be upgradable. Lancer. Great scientist. Gatling gun can't be upgraded yet. That'll be machine gun. Okay. You can go and fill in that last bit of railroad there. Let's just have a look at Busan. We're producing 70.95. Modifier for railroad connection 25%. So well worth doing. You get an extra 25% production just for having a railroad connection. And I'll do it down in Cusco as well. How about some coca? Well, what do you want? Fine. Will you do 1 gold per turn? 2. Alright then, fine, 3. Because more happiness gives me more culture. That city is now Catholic, which can get us mosques. They are worth having. Ooh, I came in second. It was close, but I came in second. So I get a free social policy, but I don't get the culture boost. But since nobody's really doing a cultural victory, that's fine. Okay, so what do I want? That's not that much more happiness. It's worth having so I can get a 2nd level tenet. Is there anything I particularly want down this other tree? I'm not going to found any more cities. That free technology is okay. Purchasing great scientists with faith isn't great when I don't have all that much faith. I've constructed most of what I want to construct. I'm not generating enough culture for that to be really worthwhile. And that's just rubbish. +1 movement for naval units. Harbour seaports or lighthouses. That could get me a bit of happiness. That's not a disaster. That's alright. I'm gonna go down the ideology tree. Get that last level. Faith +8. Only 2 turns. Kremlin. 1 free social policy. Absolutely worth having. Porcelain Tower. Leave it for now. What do we want to build here? Opera house, public school for science, no brainer. Gives us more trade routes. No, it gives us more gold per trade route. But only in the city that has it, I think. I'll leave deciding what's next. Ooh, we can build that. +2 happiness, +4 culture. Only 1 allowed in the world. But I said it's a wonder, isn't it? Castles give me gold and culture and happiness. That's worth having. Can I build it in Busan? I cannot. So I can't build it on Kilimanjaro. So it might be worth building it there. Let's give it a go. Can I get it quicker? Going to production focus? No. So I'm going to want to start creating caravans to send production to there. So let's get a caravan there, and also a cargo ship in there to bump up the production of that square. Okay, that is now connected by railroad, I think. Now it's connected by railroad. Maybe it only shows up next turn. Okay, so we're off to... We don't have any more cities to connect after this one, so we'll just come down here. That can't be upgraded yet. It can be next turn, so I'll just hit space. Fortify. Great artist. Movement L. Fortify. Space. Can't upgrade the Lancer yet. It's still cutting edge tech. Fortify. You should get the beginnings. Okay, yeah. We've got the beginnings of the castle. That's going to grow there turn by turn, which can be quite fun to watch. Right, Genju, plus 11. Will that number go down? From 17 it goes down to 14. Worth having. And then Genju plus 6, which takes us to 13. Only saving one turn, but wonders are really useful. I'm going to move that Great General out of there for a minute. Pop him in there to create a railroad, because I want to have a railroad in my defence for ease of movement around my defensive zone. Should they invade, I want to be able to bring units in and out of there very quickly. And in fact, I'm going to bring that up to railroad as well, because if they've got a unit there, I might have to come in from this route. Right, Great War Infantry for you. Worker, I don't think my workers have anything to do now until I discover uranium. All workable tiles are being worked. Oh, we could use a mine there, and we could use trading hub, trading posts. Okay, so there is still a little work we can do. Let's pop down there and do the trading post. Upgrade, please. Upgrades are now getting expensive. We can go down the olive tree to cure that, but I've got plenty of cash coming in, so, and I've still got more trade routes I need to fill. Now we're coming up to flight, which will give us another defensive bonus as long as we've got oil. We've got 7 oil. I can't remember from where. I think a city-state. Buenos Aires, yeah. Right, you can fortify. You can go down there and create a trading post. Where are we heading to in tech? What did I select? Electronics, battleships. Nice, okay. Plastics give me infantry, combustion gives me destroyers, and the first armoured units. But what we're really looking for is the Apollo program, which will help us with our science victory. The case to be made for going for atomic theory: nobody messes with you with atomic weapons, and also allows you to put on the World Council the non-proliferation agreement. which removes the danger of you getting nuked. On early levels, easier levels, you're unlikely to get nuked, to be honest. Very unlikely to get nuked. The AI just doesn't do it. Or you should be well ahead in tech. Fortify, because I can't promote you. So we're building Kremlin, a public school, and the German thing, yeah. Now, I was expecting a great musician, but I got a great artist, which might have set back the progress on the great musician. No, it didn't. I've got the great musician. So, assuming I'm still in the modern era, I can pop 3 great musicians. Dum-de-dum. No, 2. It's only 2 I need, isn't it? Because I've already got that one great work. That'll go up. Yep, there we go. Now we need to theme it. Oh, it is already themed. Industrial, industrial, industrial. Oh, no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Modern era, and modern era, please. Gives me a nice +3 theming bonus for my tourism. Not sure if it affects culture. Let's just see. 199, 195. It does. It also affects culture. Lovely. Free culture, everybody. This needs same era and civilization. That's Renaissance. There's no point putting that there. Do I have 2 great artists? I do. Let's pop them. It is just worth micromanaging this, because this stacks, this adds up. No, that's not the castle, that's the castle. Right, okay, and that's the Kremlin. In keeping with our theme of getting the railroad going around the back, I'm going to do that. And also bring that one down there and make a railroad there and also there. Should also start think about digging up some antiquity sites and making some museums. That'll help my culture and social policies. Okay, AI says to go there. That's fine. And that tile's going to be, in 26 turns, it's going to be acquired. Great General, you can fortify. Unless I want to steal some land. Do I want to steal any land? I could steal those dies. Pop the Great General. Plop the Great General down there and then steal all those tiles. Not much to be gained. Why is there a barb camp down there? It must have been taken because there's a city there. Any other use for the Great General? I could steal land here. That would be pretty aggressive. But I could do it. Or here. But there's nothing really worth. Oh, sugar though. And then there's that oil that I considered taking that city, didn't I, to get the oil? I remember now. And there's another 7 oil there. Can't found a city within 4 tiles of another one. So I could found one there, then buy that tile, which would ensure my supply of oil throughout the rest of the game. I'd also gain sugar. That might be worth a quick war. Does increase the cost of social policies. but also does guarantee my oil. And it's Songhai, who I haven't been to war with yet. I could possibly demand Machu in the settlement and then just liberate it, improving relations with the Inca, who I don't really care about them. They've been taken out, but they might be more inclined to do deals with me later if I liberate that city. Or I could just puppet it, leaving the domination victory option open. But that, it seems like a lot of work, the domination victory in this game. Everywhere's a bit, you know, I'd have to take Jen and then that one and then Copenhagen. But relying on Buenos Aires does seem like a bit of a risk. And I didn't want to do it before, but now I'm worried that that city might expand into one or both of those oil reserves. Okay, I think I can feel a quick war coming on. How close are we to rocketry, where we get rocket artillery? We're still quite away from that. So, best way to prepare for this war then. I want to build railroads here and here so I can bring my units up. And furthermore connect the city when I'm going to raise that one and I'm going to found another one. So I'm going to need a settler. I think my current military will do the job. We're building the Kremlin up there, that wonder up there, public school up there. So let's build a settler next. Just looking at money, see if there's anything worth buying. A harbour extends trade routes. Military academy is worth having, but I can't afford it. Opera house. Let's extend the trade routes from there and buy the harbour and get a few cargo ships on the go. Right, redirecting you to the war effort. Okay, so they own that tile. That one will be useful. That one, I mean, I can bring artillery there. I don't know if it can shoot over the mountain though. Probably get a range on it from there. How many artillery units can I get on that city? I think if I put a unit in there I can have artillery there, there and there. So I want to build a railroad there. And then also I want to start bringing my artillery down and my units in trade. Not immediately, because if you bring it down immediately he might ask me if I'm planning to invade, and if I deny it, I'll get a warmonger penalty with everybody. And the alternative is just to declare war, which I don't want to do yet. I'm going to have to redirect that trade route when I declare war. That's fine, that's no biggie. You can go up there and build a railroad, pal. You can build a railroad down there. I'm going to bring these infantry units down but keep them away from the border. Do I have any more infantry? Surely I've got more than 2 infantry. Doesn't look like I do. I do not. Okay. Doesn't matter because the artillery ought to bring the city to its knees fairly quickly. Again, away from the border, but coming towards position. Bring that one down as well. Why not? Fortify the city using that. So when I declare war, what's he going to do? He's going to mobilise all his forces against me, but they can only come through here. I want them not to be an ally of E08, but I can't afford to switch that. So E08 might send raiding parties into my area, so let's pop Gatling gun down there. I'd feel better if I also had artillery. Fortify. I'd rather have your ivory, pal. Yeah, thank you very much. Looks like they're still on musketman tech. But they can also come in immediately and start pillaging. So I'm going to bring down another unit, not adjacent to the border, a little bit behind it, so I can declare war and then move it in there for defence. Right. Ooh, that plus 33 culture in all cities might be actually a pretty decent gain. It's not that great. Okay. This is... Ooh, let's start working the public school, please. Have we got any other unworked science buildings? Yes, let's please get them worked. Right, now back to where we were. Hospital. +32 science from population. Plus 32 extra from population. Let's grow that city. Let's build a hospital. Gives us a tremendous food boost. And then a military academy, why not? A museum. You know what? That's 9 turns away. That's a lot of turns away. Let's review our needs as needed. Right, 2 turns from now I can get my artillery into position very, very cheaply. Let's move that one down to there and fortify it. You, it might be worth actually putting this fellow in a fort. No, because we've got an archaeological site there. So let's move him to there where there's no archaeology site, and let's get a fort on that. Hill, fort, good defence. It's a brilliant plan, old man gaming boy. Brilliant plan. Don't see how it can fail. Bring the settler down, but not too close. Don't want it getting taken out. I could put railroad in there. It would allow me to come like that, boom, straight to the city. Why not? You can fortify. We're just waiting for this fella to be complete. Shaka chose order. That's no real surprise, is it? Although maybe it is. I really don't know a great deal about Zulu culture. I know he was a fantastic general, really good strategist, really good tactician, invented the shorter spear, invented dipping shields in leather, which made them bulletproof for the British muskets at the time. Was he democratic or was he a big fan of autocracy? I don't know. Right, okay. What was I doing? Now, little tip. I can wait for that unit to finish when I click end of turn, it'll do so automatically, or I can click railroad again and the railroad is now there, which means I can move that up there and fortify it and bombard that city all in the same turn. This one I want to come down to here and fortify and prepare to bombard. Oh, I can't see through that. Okay, that's a blow. Right, anyway, declaring war. Oh, he's got Quebec City. I've got a trade route with them. I'm okay with all of those going. So let's get that infantry unit into there. That gives us visibility of the city, which should allow our artillery units to hit it when they couldn't before. And that city is not very strong. I will take it next turn. I put you down there to create a fort, but given the speed at which that city's collapsing, I think it's likely he's going to pull his units back to try and defend this city. I don't think he's going to go on the offensive. But, you know, XP, let's get that Great War infantry down there, just in case. You can build a trading post. We're now technically at war with E08 and Quebec City and a couple of others. Buenos Aires will enter our side of the fray, which gives us an interesting option. If we bombard this city to bring it down to 0 strength, and Buenos Aires will take it and then probably raise it, which makes this civilization less powerful overall, and we get to get rid of that city without a warmonger penalty. There's 3 oil there as well, so if we founded our city, our new city, like around here, we'd get sugar, oil, and oil. That would leave this area like unclaimed though. 1, 2, 3. If I founded it there, I can buy the tiles up to there. 1, 2, 3. I can buy the tiles up to there in that direction. A great general there might make a connection. That's an intriguing possibility. Let's see how this war plays out. I'm actually going to go ahead and pop that down there to build a railroad. It puts it at risk of the rifleman and perhaps the lancer. The lancer might be able to make that even with his zone of control. But if the lancer comes out of the city, I can paste it with my artillery, which actually doesn't give me anything, because I'm just going to take it next turn anyway. Oh well. Being over clever. Right, I've got nothing to do with workers at the moment, so I'm just fortifying them. You can go and fortify that city. I don't think we're in any danger on the southeastern front. Railroad, please. Another really great scenario for me is if the Inca take this city-state, I can liberate it and lose a bit of a warmonger bonus, warmonger penalty. Oh, I'm allied to Manila as well. Unit promotion. Okay. Always, always, always either barrage or accuracy. Third barrage. Thank you very much. Next promotion is going to be incredible. Right, we want to get down to that third level. Happiness never bad. Production never bad. I'm okay for happiness. Food production, science, gold and culture per city. These are all pretty good second level. I'm not going for tourism. I'm not looking to found new cities for population, just for oil. No, I'll go for production. Railroad there, please. Okay, nobody was tempted to come out of the city. I can put that there. Ooh, I can also get some XP for it by attacking that rifleman. XP, sir. Don't mind if I do, sir. Move that over to there as well. Okay. Which artillery pieces will best benefit from the XP? This one primarily. I want to get that one up to its next promotion. And that one, why not? And we will take that city and start to sack it. Which means this artillery can move up to there. Get some XP for knocking out that. Ooh, that's got a chance to gain some XP as well. Great. Let's bring the settler forth. Want it protected. It is there, nothing can reach it. Okay, so where are we going to found this next city? Well, it depends, doesn't it? If we can get Buenos Aires to take and sack that, then that position is optimal. Or perhaps that one. Clear the marsh, buy the land up to there, get this land again by buying or by great generaling. So we need to monitor the progress of the war with Buenos Aires. Now I can always gift them units if they're struggling. which means I have to have units to gift. We're building the Wonder there, Wonder there, hospital there, that's long term. But I guess what I'm really asking is, where does my railroad go? There or there. On a river gives me the option of creating more great people points, I guess. So there. So we want the railroad to come down this way. In a straight line. Oh dear, just sent that one off on a wild goose chase around the mountain. Never mind. Now Songhai should start pulling his troops back on the western front because of the loss of that city. That's what the AI normally does. Right, you want to pull that rifleman back, mate, is what you want to do, Buenos Aires. My only source of oil. Building a cannon, nice one, good move. Pull this one back. No, don't fortify, it'll die. I guess I'm getting this update because I'm at war with Zanzibar. Plastics, very nice. Choose production. Doesn't matter, it's getting sacked, so doesn't matter what I choose. As expected, he's pulled his troops back. Now, what do I most want to promote, the Gatling gun or the infantry? The infantry has 2 upgrades for medic. Not quite sure what comes after that. That unit is far enough away that I don't have to bother with it. Let's just pop that in there. Does that have altitude training? It does, so I can take it in there and finish off the unit. Don't give it a chance to get a promotion. Right, this Gatling gun can come down to here. Might get some XP by fighting E08, who don't seem too keen on invading my territory, which is nice. Artillery can start to move further forward. I think that's safe. Likewise, this artillery can move. Very roundabout way, but that's fine. Unit needs orders. Fortify until healed. Oh, let's promote it as well to regular infantry. Settler not needed yet. I was going to build a fort there, but given that everybody has pulled back, that seems pointless. I'm just going to get that settler over there to fortify until I need it. No, I suppose it could go down here and build a mine. Let's get it doing that. Oh, I've still got movement points, and I can hit that city next turn from there if I get an infantry or land unit. Let's get this Lancer involved, why not? You can pop over there. The Lancer can pop in for visibility and the artillery can hit that. I'm not sure what Lancer's upgrade to, I think it's tanks, land units and tanks. Okay, so we're going to want the railroad to come across here. I mean, I could bring the Great General up to bolster my units, but since I'm really not struggling in this war, I'd rather they spend more turns to defeat the enemy and get more XP. That's far more valuable. Nah. I don't want to fight more than one war at the same time, even though it ended the same way of Shaka offering me terms in about 10 turns from now. Just can't be bothered. It's interesting. I'll go back there when I get when the turn is over, because I just noticed something. Aww. So I could pay for an improvement and get 3 more oil out of Buenos Aires. I'm only getting 7 out of them. I could get 10. But again, I don't want to rely on Buenos Aires, and I don't want to betray the deaths of all my soldiers who have paid in blood for this oil. Blood and loyalty to the land of the free. See, now I was the one that proposed standing army tax, and now it's going to hurt me. International games, tourism, nobody's doing tourism, +3 happiness. Silver is worth having. Now let's just take a look at the votes. The Songhai command 9 delegates. And they're the ones down there, aren't they? They might have to be exterminated. I've only got 5 compared to that 9. But it does mean that Songhai can't win a diplomatic victory. I'm going to vote for that because it always gets through anyway. And some people might like me more for having voted for it. Railroad, please. Ha! We can't now start to pound it. We need that infantry to recover health. Let's bring this this artillery up as well. Oh, we can move that into visibility range, can't we? Which does allow us to start pounding. Looks like Buenos Aires is kind of up against it. They've got a rifleman. Oh, Songhai is this guy. So he's the one with all the city-states. In that case, I need to watch it because he could win a diplomatic victory. So maybe I need to take his capital. Taking a capital normally kind of hamstrings the Civ. They normally can't do much after that. So then I should be able to start getting more influence with the city-states. And his should wane. Okay. Can I get eyes on E08? I can. And that means I can get more XP for this unit. Very nice. It's recommending I build a railroad there, presumably because that leads to that city which I'm currently sacking. There's going to be a railroad there next time anyway, so I'm going to ignore that and just tell it to build a trading post there. Heal, please. Du auch. Ooh, that stung. If he attacks me from there, I'm done. Yeah. Still, it was just horse units, and I really don't rate horse units. It takes them far too long to turn into something useful. They're great for mobility, and if you're playing Genghis Khan yet, oh my goodness me, yes. Horse units are so OP. So the Aztecs are taking Zanzibar, are they? Worth knowing, because it could lead to a later liberation. Even though they're currently at war with me. Okay, we can now do aircraft. Borders have grown. Nothing useful. Still don't have a workboat on there. We should get one. International Games passes. Right. Let's get everybody who isn't working on a wander. You're on the Kremlin. Let's pop you onto International Games immediately after that. Military Academy we don't need yet. Let's pop you on there too. You're still working on this castle, and let's pop you onto International Games after that. Needs 5,760 production. So it's a biggie. Let's do the mine there. And trading post there. Oh, I meant to build railroad there. Never mind, I can do it with that one next turn. Right. Who's getting hit today? That's probably the biggest risk because they are infantry. Okay, I can't move and attack. That can go there and also launch an attack. That should hopefully shield all my units. And that city is almost raised. Settler, we won't move yet. Let's fortify that chap. He can pick up some XP by being shelled. Ooh, I can do another attack. Fantastic. The Songhai are now bringing down all their units to face this attack. And they're getting mauled, frankly. Zanzibar is going to fall to the Aztecs, there's no question about that. There we go. Oh, boo-hoo. Where are the Inca? The one's down there. See, this happens. I get this far in the game. I'm coasting towards a science victory. And then people start denouncing me. And I get annoyed by that. And then I just brutally murder them all. Right, so the question is, can I kill this without exposing those units to too much danger? I am going to have to move this one out of range. So I'm going to move it back to there, promote it. I should have left that till later, because whilst it was up here, it still had visibility of the city. Right, that city has gone. But that is where I want to found my new one, which means Machu also has to go. I could send a worker up to Buenos Aires and build railroads down to here to really give all the help I can give. And I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to send, first of all, a military unit to protect the worker. Now I should have a sleeping unit somewhere. That'll do. And I'm going to send that worker off to the coast as well. Adopt policy. We've got a free one. Okay. Free courthouse upon city capture only matters if you don't puppet it, if you annex it. I never do. Finish spaceship parts with great engineers. I'm not going for tourism, so spaceship pioneers is the only one I care about. I don't think there's anything more to be built. So I'm just going to put it over there and send it to sleep. Railroad, please. Railroad, please. You can fortify. You're not needed yet. You can fortify. I don't know why that square was flagged up. You, I'm going to hit space on. So, cavalry is the best unit that the Songhai have, and I think the riflemen are going to survive them. Oh, I lost that. Fortifying wasn't enough. I need that rifleman to move. I suppose I could bring it in down there if need be. Where can this one go? Up to there initially. I want you to fortify until healed. I want you to get eyes on that city so that my artillery can start to do a number on it. And where's the artillery nearing the promotion? That's the one. So we want this artillery to be taking the first shot every time. Make sure we get that XP. In fact, it might be worth even not taking the city, just allowing this one to build up the XP for a few turns. Okay, we'll move that up to there, gives us options. You what? No. What I will do is I will do you silks and sugar for spices. You want to send me horses as well? It's fine by me, buddy boy. Ooh, he's offering me the city, which means I don't get the warmonger penalty for taking it. Do you know what? Bird in the hand. No, I'd rather have truffles, me old matey. I don't care about any of that. That's going to take 11 turns to raise. Which means I'm going to have to delay the foundation of my city for a little bit. And it also means the building the railroad down to here is moot. Was that the right decision? Time will tell. Maybe I could have got a bit more XP from my units. But since this isn't a military victory domination game, I'm not that bothered. I'm going to get that oil, I'm going to secure that oil resources. And everything's going to be fine. Accuracy, yes please. Okay, so my new city is going to be down here, so let's get that as the main defense of that new city. We'll leave this here as a backup. That can sit on that square. We want the railroad building. We are going to want the oil building. Ooh, another promotion, nice. That can now go and, oh, I misclicked. It can go and fortify that city. That can just go and wait for the discovery of uranium. We've got railroad there. We're going to get a railroad there. Well, that wants to come down there and wait and fortify it until we're ready to get the oil. Now, these guys on my southern border are not a threat. Worst they can do is come and pillage up here. This guy I've really annoyed. So I think I want to keep another artillery unit on or close to the border. Pop it there for now. The settler can go on the square it's going to settle on. I thought I already moved that to there. Maybe it was another unit I moved. We'll bring one artillery unit back. Now, how much does it cost to promote? 120. I might want to use that for buying tiles, so I'll not do that at the moment. But let's put it back into friendly territory, into a place where it can easily get to wherever it's needed, should an invasion occur. Okay, so we're gonna gain gems. Let's just put that there. Let's just put that there. Frontline defense. The embassy we can have. I've basically taken everything of value off you, haven't I? So let's just. Still worried about his diplomatic influence. Oh, I've got a free spy. Fled the city capture. Let's pop him into Wellington. Great. +1 happiness from every castle. I'm going to pop him into Wellington because Wellington is so close to being our ally. I could build a railroad, really no need, just to fortify. And again, we're just waiting for Machu to be raised. I can't remember what my plans were for these now. Just pull them back. That's within 3 tiles, so that's fine. You go in there, you go into the city. And that's where I meant to put you last time. You can go in there. Frontline defence and fortify. You wait another 9 turns. You just fortify. You fortify. No, 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 no. You can't have Buenos Aires. No, 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 no. No. A, that's too close to my territory. What do they want? They want a great merchant. You're not getting that. I'm going to spend the money to get the influence there. Or influence back there. I'm going to found a city there, so I may as well improve that with a farm. You can fortify. I'm just going to fortify that settler so it doesn't nag me every turn for the next 8 turns. Carriers and battleships are on the way. What are we doing with these games? %48 complete, so half complete, and I've contributed 1100 out of 5,000. Somebody really wants those international games. I've got the 720. The question is, who's churning out so much that there's been another... Well, let's see. If we double those figures up, I will have contributed 2,300, which is almost half. So that gets me the tourism increased by 100%, which is bollocks, nobody's doing tourism, and a free social policy, which is kind of valuable but not the most valuable. At this point, a silver medal, 720 or more, plus 3 happiness, one-time increase of 30 influence with city-states. I'm not bothered about winning these games. Somebody else can get the meaningless tourism, and I'm fine with that. Research lab for science, that I want. I'm just fortifying stuff now. You want to give me 5 gold per turn for open borders? Okay. Unless that means he's planning on coming and settling a city down near that oil. Ooh, that could have been a mistake. But I can always block him with the military units that I've got. That was Songhai, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. Happiness is going up as this city is getting raised. Sometimes you have to, you know, just genocide a bit. I already pressed F for fortify. Again, I'm going to pull this back and just fortify it. Right, cargo ship. We should have more options now. 25. 20. Good, good, good. Does anybody want a trade route? No. 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 Mombasa want us to kill some barbarians. They're quite far away though. Only need another 79 to become their ally though. And I've got all those free units. The barbarians are probably coming from somewhere around there. I can send a unit up there to do some barbarian bashing. Let's make it a Gatling gun. Decent defense, decent offense. Plop it up there. This is where a mounted unit actually would be useful for speed of movement, but Lancers at this stage in the game? Not against riflemen or Great War infantry. Another 4 turns until that's dead. These are all improved. Trading post for the science. Yeah, I can see that. Another cargo ship. This is the stage in the game where we start to just roll in money unless we've messed up really badly. Military Academy. Again, doesn't apply to later levels of difficulty or higher levels of difficulty. We're going to want the research labs everywhere. Great musician. Okay, I'll come to that in a minute. Sidon. They want me to build the porcelain tower. Is that in production anywhere? I'm not sure if it is. Great person has been born. Great musician. Okay, what's our culture doing? Do we have a slot for great music? We do. So let's pop that great musician. We're not looking to spread tourism, but culture helps us with social policies. Now we don't have any other slots for great musicians, great works of music, so we're going to stop creating great musicians for now. You can always pop it back on again later. Porcelain tower. Ooh, hold on. That's immense. Minus 10% culture cost for new social policies. That's huge. I'm going to put that above everything else. Porcelain tower can come in there. That's doing a research lab. That's fine. Only 3 turns until that gets destroyed now. Okay. Fortify, please. Cargo ship. Don't send a cargo ship to a city-state unless they want it, unless you have really no better option. Because when they start requesting a trade route, really, really good winds, just send them a cargo ship, and they give you It's not loyalty points. Well, they like you more. Ooh, they've taken that oil that I was looking for. They've grown into it. I can still get these two and join up with the Great General. I can also steal that with a Great General later. How much oil is it? It's only 3. Doesn't matter. How about you give me open borders in return? This city is now going to go. Which lets me found a city there. And then I am going to buy all the tiles I can. I want the gems for sure. I want the oil. I want to get as close to my borders as I can. That's the first priority. Getting further into their territory in case of a future war. Ooh, there's uranium there. And let's buy that one for fast city growth. Do we want fast city growth? It gives us unhappiness, but it will also give us science. Right. Watermill gives us 2 food and 1 production. Workshop gives us +2 production. We'll start work on a workshop. And we can chop down some of these trees as well. However, our priority is to get the oil.